Hello, welcome to Powell Clinic. Today we're going to learn how to do a step up. Alright, here we are. So, as you might know, we're quite fond of this exercise, not only because it's great to include in your everyday routines, but because the motions of it fall into that category of functional. If you think about it, stepping up happens quite frequently, especially if you live in a house that has stairs, or if you're out and about and you have to go up onto a sidewalk, or if you've been down on the floor and you are looking to get up, whether it is with assistance or by using your own strength and body weight to get you up there. So, learning to do the exercise step up correctly will strengthen the same muscles that you need in order to perform stepping up onto steps, getting up off the floor, or stepping up onto a curb. So let's learn to do it correctly, both for the benefit of doing the exercise correctly and to strengthen those muscles to make us more functional. So some of us may have problems or issues doing this exercise simply because we're not strong enough. We may not have enough core strength in order to help us stay in this split position or to help us be in a temporary single leg stance. Our quads, glutes, and hamstrings may not be strong enough in order to sustain or push us through the movement. Some of us may have a very stiff ankle. We may lack the mobility that we need in the ankle in order to allow it to flex this much in order to help us step up. So whatever the issue is, we're going to break down the step up, take it all the way back to basics to help you develop both the strength and the mobility. If you have done step ups in the past, we hope that this enlightens you and makes you compare how we are doing them here and how you've been doing them. A lot of us tend to just push up with the back foot. If we do that, we're not really strengthening the muscles of the working leg. We're just pushing up with the back foot, so that's not really going to help us in the functional situations of going upstairs, getting up off the floor, etc. So let's break down the step up. First, it doesn't matter how high or low your step is. If you're a beginner particularly, you should start with something very, very low. You can, by all means, buy yourself a little exercise step. If you can get yourself one of the stackables, that's even better because you can start at a very low level, and as you progress, you can stack the boxes on top and make yourself a higher step. If you don't have an exercise step, but you have stairs in your house or you have a curb right outside, you can practice this exercise there as well. So let's go through the motions. Let's strengthen and mobilize. So you want to step about a foot, one of your feet width distance behind the step. So the working foot needs enough surface area to work on. So you need a wide enough step. You don't want your heel to be off. You don't want your toes to be off. You want your entire foot to have enough surface area to work. Your knee starts at about a 90-degree angle or a little bit more. So does your hip. We start nice and straight, shoulders back. Engage your pelvic floor a little bit. Engaging that pelvic floor will secure the pelvis and the spine in place so we don't wiggle all over the place as we go up. Now, we're going to start simply by feeling the shift of our body weight throughout the foot. We're going to feel it from the heel to the center of the foot to the top of the foot before we even step up. So, standing up nice and tall, core engaged to secure the pelvis in place. You inhale. As you exhale, you lean your torso forward by flexing at the hip and feeling the weight on your heel. You keep leaning forward. Feel the shift of your body weight onto the middle of the foot. Lean a little bit more. You maybe lift the heel of the non-working foot off the floor. Now your body weight is mostly onto the ball of the foot. And we're going to release by shifting the weight onto the middle of the foot, and then the heel, and then stepping up back to neutral. This will help you start to feel and engage the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quads. You'll particularly feel it on the quads and the glutes. And you'll also work on your ankle mobility. We need quite a bit of flexion in order to get us to that point before we take the step up. So, wonderful thing to do before you even worry about stepping up. Break it down and practice shifting the weight to load your glutes and your quadriceps and to work on your ankle mobility. So let's do it again. Nice and straight, pelvic floor engaged. Notice that I'm not tucking my tailbone under. I am engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor that will allow me to then engage or activate my transverse abs that will keep my pelvis nice and neutral. Neutral to me. Of course, your neutral may be different than mine. Stand up nice and straight, pelvic floor engaged. Inhale. As you exhale, flex at the hips. Lean your body onto the working foot. Feel the weight on the heel. Notice that my knee is not going in or out. I'm working hard to keep it in line with the second and third toes. Lean a little bit more and feel the weight onto the middle of the foot. Lean a little bit more. Lift the heel off the working foot off the floor. Your body weight is at the top of your working foot. And let's release. Exhaling, feeling the weight onto the middle of the foot, and then the heel, and then all the way back to neutral. Let's do it one more time. Reposition yourself if you need to. Shoulders back, ears over shoulders, pelvic floor slightly engaged. Inhale. As you exhale, flex at the hip. Bring your torso forward, load your heel. Feel the glutes engaging, feel the quadriceps engage. The hamstrings will kick in as well. Lean a little bit more. Feel the weight onto the middle of the foot. Lots of activation on the quadricep now. Lean a little bit more, lift the heel off the back foot off the floor. All your weight is on your forefoot. Huge activation here of the quadricep, the glutes, maybe a little bit of the calf as well. And as you exhale, bring the your weight back onto the middle of the foot, and then the heel, and then back to neutral. All right. So practice that. If you are not experienced with stepping up, or if you've done it before, but this is quite a revelation, break it down. Come back to the most basic level and just practice shifting your body weight onto your foot, mobilize that ankle, and when you feel ready, then we'll step up. So we're going to do that same thing with the actual step up. You'll notice that I won't be using my back foot to push me up. All of the strength that we need to step up, we already built up by taking this slowly and shifting little by little, so that when we get here, all we need to do is push into the surface and come straight up. Okay? Notice too that once you're up there, your torso will come up with the movement, right? So all of the motion is at the hip and at the knee. Okay? Let's do it. Reposition yourself. Shoulders back, spine nice and tall, pelvic floor slightly engaged. Inhale, exhale, flex at the hip, shift your body weight onto the heel, bring your torso forward, shift a little bit more onto the middle of the foot, a little bit more onto the forefoot, heel of the back foot steps up, and from here, use all of that built up strength to help you step up. The back foot comes a little bit in front of the working foot. This is also why it's important to have a wide enough step. If you don't have a wide enough step, that's okay. Just put your heel on the very edge of it. The way down is just as important as the way up. We're going to reverse what we just did. So we're going to shift our weight from the forefoot to the middle of the foot to the back of the foot or onto the heel. So bring your back foot up, so this works your balance a little bit, right? A little bit of single leg stance. Bring your torso forward to help you bend the knee and put your weight onto the forefoot so your back foot can step down. Shift your weight to the middle of the foot, then your heel, and then your middle of the foot and then your heel. Okay, let's do it again. Reposition yourself. Spine nice and tall, shoulders back, pelvic floor engaged. Inhale, exhale, flex at the hip, bring your torso forward a little bit, weight onto the heel, then the middle of the foot, then the forefoot. Use that strength to come up. Step your back foot a little bit in front of the working foot. Inhale here. Exhale. Shift your weight onto the forefoot. Bring the back foot down. Middle of the foot. Heel. And both feet. Alright. So, how different is that from the step-ups you're used to? If this is your first time, tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. Is this a lot of work? Yes, I'm sure it will be. But again, this is not just a good exercise to do. This is a functional exercise, meaning it's going to help you with activities of daily life, which is what we want our exercises to be able to do. We want to mimic real life with our exercises so that our exercises then help us with our real life. All right? If you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment below or reach us at the office by phone number or email. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.